Worldview with Dennis Campbell is made possible by listeners and viewers like you. To get an advert-free version of the show, plus all of our member benefits, please visit our website at www.worldviewshow.com. Live on tape without a studio audience from South Wales, it's Worldview with Dennis Campbell.
Welcome to Worldview for the week beginning Monday, the 4th of March, 2013. I'm Dennis Campbell. This broadcast today goes out to my high school earth sciences teacher, Mr. Rock Henderson, for whom this day was always a source of great humor. He would pick on a new teacher by asking the date today several times, and when the poor unsuspecting teacher finally screamed to his fifth reply, "What? March 4th!" we would all march out of his classroom. It was a cheap joke even 40 years ago. Now, this week in history, Charlie Chaplin was knighted in 1975, and Liz Taylor was granted her fourth divorce, sad face, in 1964. And the BBC broadcast the first ever radio episode of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now, we begin this week with an interview of a group of journalists working to secure prosecutions for war crimes of those governments who take direct aim at journalists. Aidan Sullivan of the website ADayWithoutNews.com joins us on the one-year anniversary of the targeting of internationally respected journalist Marie Colvin. She was murdered in a targeted attack by the Assad regime in Homs in Syria. The website is both an homage to the 90 journalists killed last year for covering the news and a call to action from leaders around the world to stop the indiscriminate killing of those armed only with a camera. Next, we visit a group of business people in South Wales working with a Cardiff man to end the scourge of cancer in our lifetime. David Norrington put a Facebook request up expecting 10, maybe 15 responses. He had to stop at 60, and his own essay ended up on the cutting room floor in a book about business. We'll take you to the launch in Chepstow to meet these remarkable people wanting to end cancer in our lifetime. Then John Jackson joins us from Hong Kong. John was with us a few weeks ago with the bombshell revelation that most of the door locks in U.S. embassies, the Pentagon, even the White House can be simply defeated with a tiny magnet. Now John has turned his attention to the Internet and has multiple warnings about the U.S. and other governments' storage of every email you ever sent in Utah and more ways they spy on everyone whilst feigning anger at the Chinese for doing something that they do 10 times more. And we have a special Monday line this week, looking at 800 days BC. That would be the days of both John Boehner and David Cameron, and how their paths are very similar. And we'll talk with the man who made this all possible. David Pakman of the syndicated The David Pakman Show joins us to celebrate the one-year anniversary of my Worldview segment on his program next week. So from tiny acorns grow mighty oaks, and we'll look back at our year together and introduce you to someone you might not know a lot about and talk about the future of independent media. Now, Worldview with Dennis Campbell is presented in partnership with UWC Atlantic College here in South Wales. It's an international school bringing students together from around the globe to study and bring ideas for peace and social justice back to their home nations. And our first segment from those students on the global impact of gay marriage initiatives is looking very, very good and is being assembled. It could air as soon as next week. And we strive here to bring you a more in-depth view of stories the mainstream media may only have mentioned in passing, if at all. We want to expand your view of what's happening in the large, broader world that affects us all. As always, we'd like to thank those who support independent media, and soon we'll ask you for your support and offer some really cool membership benefits in return. Now, the banner and logos behind me were created by Peter Barry Erthiel. You can reach him at the website www.peterburtheil.com. And the voiceover on our podcast, taking us into and out of breaks, is done by Gerald Price. And you can find his work at www.geraldprice.co.uk. That's Gerald with a G, E-R-A-L-D. Now, Peter and Gerald donated their services to help keep independent media free and strong, so please try to help them if you have needs in these areas. And you can follow us on Twitter at Worldview Show and Facebook.com/Worldview Show, and you can watch clips of our shows on demand at any time on YouTube.com/Worldview Show. Please subscribe, and we'll keep you up to date via emails when we post new materials. And we'd like to hear from you. Our email address is worldviewshow@gmail.com. Now, coming up next is Aidan Sullivan of the website A Day Without News. You're watching Worldview with Dennis Campbell. Please stay right here.